Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It's Saturday, May 11th, 2013, 2:45, 3 in the morning, something like that. I'm in a time crunch. I should be asleep right now. I've got to be up and on the road in basically 4 hours. Uh, Long story short, the fan's on. It was blowing away my paper. Round 4 got really messed up because of my internet issues. It's actually been crawling tonight, but for what it's worth, I think Shroom Boom's upgrades are finally uploaded. The cable is finally buried. Everything seemed to be going along pretty good. The temporary line was on the, RG11 bigger cable. Sped things up, and the heat, it kind of slowed down a little bit. I was thinking getting it buried would help. It got rained on, surprisingly. Nothing too major there. Like I said, everything was going good, and then like the last 2-3 nights, last night, last night there were some pretty bad thunderstorms. Kind of kept me from uploading. I did think things had slowed down, and then tonight they went to an absolute crawl again. But I've not been disconnected, and I've had a signal for whatever that's worth. But long story short, round 4, because of that issue, it was hard for me. I got the polls up on time, and then that's when I lost internet. I'd done the polls, and then I couldn't get on the internet again, and it was basically on and off for that full 2-week time span, basically off the majority of that. And really screwed everything up, so I kept it open a little while longer. Really kind of screwed everything up. It's kind of the lowest vote total I've seen in a while. In addition to that, I was at work late today, and before I left, I went and skimmed the blog, just to check the polls. There were more votes at work than there are now when I got home. Obviously, that shouldn't be the situation. It should have gone up or stayed the same. It actually changed a couple of the outcomes, by 1 or 2 votes, and then one resultant tie. If in fact bloggers done this before, they've just totally blacked out polls before. They're usually back in a couple of days, but I have noticed here lately you might have like 63 votes on something, and then you can check it 2 hours later, and it'll be down to like 58. You can come in the next day, it'll be at 65, and then later that day it's at 63. Really, I'm not quite sure what's going on. But all that aside, I'm going to run through this. If this changes, like say it reverts back, I'm going to go ahead and leave round 4 on the blog. I'm just kind of going to see if it actually goes back to what I saw earlier in the day when I left work. If it does, I'll change the standings. We'll go from there. If not, we'll have to deal with it later. But getting around 4, thanks to everyone that voted. Like I've covered, it was basically a nightmare in terms the video couldn't be uploaded. Then I couldn't get online to push it or promote it or anything. So if you voted, thanks. If you didn't, sorry. I did my best to get the word out there. Hopefully you can in round 5, but I'm going to breeze through this as quick as I can now. Same with round 5. Somewhere out here is Chase McCain. I don't think it's really hard. I've yet to kind of get to refurbish the pool table here. But our first matchup, we had Newlanders Shroom Boom going up against Castaways Warnado from the Air Element. Shroom Boom, I think, came in 0-3. Warnado 2-1. As it panned out, we had 19 votes. At one point in time, there were 23. You tell me. But either way, the outcome on this one was the same. Warnado was up. The current readings as of the polls closing: Warnado 11 votes, Shroom Boom 8. That'll drop Shroom Boom to 0-4. It's kind of sad since we just uploaded his upgrade pass. But Warnado on the flip side improves to 3-1. Next up, if you watched the video, you knew that I was excited about this one. I didn't think it would be the one, necessarily the closest. Similarly, not one of the marquee matchups or anything, but it just really intrigued me in terms of I'd kind of get a reading on people. Dino-Rang, one of my favorite characters, came in 2-1. Pop Fizz came in undefeated at 2-0-1. He had that tie with Camo. So essentially two pretty solid characters here in terms of this Poll Battle Series. As it turned out, this was a landslide victory. Again, I feel like if we would have had more people vote, it wouldn't have been like such a huge margin. But as it is, it was a +15 victory for Pop Fizz. He creamed him 17-2. Forgot to say, but in the first battle, I probably would have gone with Warnado, just for the simple fact he's one of my favorite characters. Like I said, I want you to factor everything in. Battle mode, story mode, aesthetics, if you have fun when you play them, etc. That said, I can't stress enough, Shroom Boom is actually a pretty good character. Just for me personally, I'd give the edge of Warnado. Here, I would be in the very, very, very slim minority. I actually would go Dino-Rang over Pop Fizz. Bear in mind, on Pop Fizz, I've only done the one upgrade path, which I haven't uploaded yet. I was hoping Lightcore would get here. I'd take him down the other path, and then punch Pop Fizz. I'd take down whichever of the two paths I liked better. But again, huge margin of victory from you, the voter, for Pop Fizz. Like I said, though, me personally, I would have gone Dino-Rang. Our next one, this is probably like the low-light matchup in my opinion. I think it's reflected. Well, actually, I guess according to the polls, it would have been that battle, but this one would be right there. This one really didn't interest me at all. I didn't think there'd be much to it. Newlanders Sunburn. I'm sorry, Castaways Sunburn, Newlanders Sprocket. They both came in 1 and 2 for what it's worth, but 19 total votes. Again, earlier there were like 26 in this one. I don't know what happened. Didn't change the outcome in this one, but Sunburn, as you probably expected, 14-5 victory over Sprocket. Me personally, that's what I forecast happening. That is what I would have picked myself. Don't really think there's much of a contest there. Not to take anything away from Sprocket, it's just that's one of those really, really bad matchups, given the projectiles he has. Now this one, Castaway Camo, Newlander, Fright Rider. If you recall, in the matchup preview video, I called this one out as the second most intriguing matchup to me. Again, personally, Dino-Rang, Pop Fizz. For everyone else, that turned out to be a bust. I was still kind of intrigued. I felt like it would really help me get a feel for how much people like Pop Fizz. The marquee matchup here, I thought, for everyone else would be Hot Dog, Wham-Shell. I put that basically as the majority's number one. Right behind it, I had this one. Camo comes in 2-0-1. Again, he had the tie with Pop Fizz. We'll sort out later. Fright Rider came in at 2-1. The way this one turned out, there were more votes a couple days ago than today when I was at work. It was an 11-10 margin of victory, or total. +1 margin of victory for Camo. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's Blogger, I don't know if someone took their vote away or something crazy. The way it panned out, it actually wound up at a tie, 10-10. Again, this is mainly the reason I'm going to leave those polls up. I want to see if that last vote magically comes back. All of these lost at least 1 vote. Most of them lost 4-5. But Camo was the winner, 11-10. However, something happened, I don't know what, and it wound up 10-10. So I ordinarily delete these polls, make room for the new ones, keep it less cluttered. I'm going to leave these up and see what happens. If in fact that resurfaces 11-10 in favor of Camo, I'll change the standings. If not, we're going to mark this one a tie. But this one definitely lived up to the expectations. Very happy with the close battle there. Again, earlier it was Camo, and then it kind of wound up being a tie. Could be someone taking their vote away, could be Blog, I don't really know. Similar issue here, Voodood and Chill. This one was also 11-10. If you recall, I said this one was like the third most intriguing, I think. just because they match up pretty well. Voodood came in 1-2, Chill 0-3. The way this one panned out, it was 11-10 earlier. It changed to 11-9. Luckily, it wasn't a tie, I guess, for what that's worth. But the person that took the victory by 2 votes was Voodood. He will improve to 2-2. Chill surprisingly falls to 0-4. Like I said, that one, while it may not be like the most flashy, Wham-Shell, hot dog type matchup, it does, show that they match up as well as we thought. Our next matchup featured 1-2 Boomer, everyone's favorite Series 1 troll, if you will, going up against the Newlander Jet-Vac. Comes in at 0-3. Again, in this one, I said I thought it would be fairly close. It was. 20 votes in this one is what it wound up being at closing. Boomer took a +4 victory, 12-8 over Jet-Vac. This actually puts Boomer at 2-2. He is at 500. Meanwhile, Jet-Vac rather surprisingly falls to 0-4. Our next matchup, this is another one I thought was going to be pretty good. It had a similar story to it in terms of the vote issues. Ghost Roaster comes in undefeated. Flip side of that, Flashwing, again, rather surprisingly, comes in 0-3. The way these two stacked up, I thought it'd be a pretty interesting matchup. Ghost Roaster was actually up 11-10 when I was at work. I mean, I'm talking late at work. I think it was like 7:30ish, something around there. Whatever happened, the one vote went away. It became 11-9 again. Again, luckily not a tie like Fright or Camo. But Ghost Roaster took it 11-9, so very competitive here. I do think these two would stack up pretty well in battle mode, and then basically comes down to which one you personally prefer, how you'd use them in story mode, how you like their upgrades, etc. So again, luckily it wasn't a tie. It did stay the same. Essentially, it was still Ghost Roaster. A couple days ago, it was actually Flashwing was cleaning house. Then, of course, more votes came in. Our final matchup, which again was the headline marquee matchup, 3-0 undefeated Wham-Shell, Castaway from the water element, coming in against undefeated 3-0 fire element Hot Dog. This one basically a showdown for the ages. As it panned out at one point in time, I think a couple days ago when I checked, it had 26 votes. It finished with 18. Again, I don't know what's up. Luckily, I remember, there and then at work and everything, it was the same outcome. But Hot Dog actually took the win 11-7. So in this case, I guess Fire takes water. He takes the +4 margin of victory. Wham-Shell falls to 3-1. Hot Dog improves to 4-0. So overall, again, we didn't have many votes in this one. It's likely because of the upload issues and me not having internet for a couple of weeks there. But if you didn't get to vote, hopefully, you'll get this one in. I think everything will be back to normal. I don't know why it was slow tonight, and I don't know what's up with Blogger, possibly taking votes away or something. That said, the issue we have this round is Camo and Fright Rider wound up in a 10-10 tie. Again, just a couple hours ago and at work earlier in the day, Camo was up 11-10. Earlier in the week, there were more votes. He was winning. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to leave that poll up. If it goes back to the 11-10 margin, that's what we'll work with. If not, we're going to toss that one in our sudden death that we'll probably hit up later due to the time constraints. But this was round 4. Again, I really need to be in bed right now, so I'm going to leave it at this. Again, Chase McCain's somewhere out there. If you see him, feel free to post up. Thanks to everyone that voted. Again, my apologies on this one. It was a nutty situation. Not having internet makes things like this very difficult to handle. That said, I'm going to come in. I'll record the round 5 matchup videos. I'll get those edited and uploaded. Then I'll go to bed. Hopefully, I'll be awake and functional tomorrow for the drive. But again, thanks to everyone that voted. if you didn't get to vote in this one, you know, for whatever reason, didn't see the video, etc., hopefully you can in round 5. Again, we're going to cover that one. If you're ever in doubt if the polls are up, just go to the blog. They probably are, but like I said, we're going to run these 7 days now. That way every Friday night it'll close. That gives me the weekend to get the videos up. Should be able to do them basically this time, early Saturday morning. So polls will be up. Be sure to check out round 5. Again, round 4. Gonna leave those, see if they magically change or get some of the votes back. We'll go from there. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back here for the round 5 matchup video.